Pull back! Hurry up! Hurry up!
If you want to stay alive, move now! If those animals find out we're here, we're dead!
The wagon hit the ice patch doing maybe 10 miles an hour. Not fast, but on that narrow mountain pass in the middle of a blizzard, it was enough. I heard it from a mile down. The crack, then the roar. I was tracking a winter hare through the lower forest, trying to earn enough coin to buy medicine my mother couldn't afford. The sound stopped me cold. Avalanche. High up on the pass where the Imperial Road cuts through. 2 guards were buried under rock. A third crawled away, bleeding. And then I saw her. She was collapsed in the snow, 20 feet from the wreck. A woman. She wasn't moving. I approached carefully. That's when I noticed the snow around her. It was melting. Not a lot, just a circle maybe 3 feet wide. Slush where there should have been powder. Then I heard the voices. Torches appeared higher up the pass, the rest of the Imperial convoy regrouping. I had maybe 2 minutes. If I left her, she'd die, freeze, or bleed out before they found her. If I carried her home, I might hang for harboring an Imperial prisoner. My mother's voice echoed in my head. Poverty isn't shame. Selling your heart is. I made my choice. I dragged her onto my hunting sled and pulled her into the forest before the torches reached us. By the time I got her to the lower trails, the steam had stopped. Her body had cooled. She was just a wounded woman bleeding in the snow. A woman the Empire wanted badly enough to transport through a blizzard.
No matter the cost, bring her back! The beast in the basement won't last another season. I need her blood! It will be done, Your Majesty.
My cottage sits on the village edge, small, cold, with a hearth that barely keeps the frost off the walls. I dragged her through the door and laid her near the fire. My mother was in bed, pale as the snow outside. Winter sickness had her in its grip, lung fever that wouldn't break. She'd been coughing blood for 3 days. Kale, what did you bring home? Someone who needs help, I said. The dragon woman stirred. Her eyes opened, golden, with vertical pupils that caught the firelight. She took in the room, then me, then my mother, wary, calculating. You pulled me from the snow, she said, not a question. The Empire was coming. I couldn't leave you. She sat up slowly, wincing. Her ribs were cracked, blood seeped through tears in her clothing. She studied my mother for a long moment. She's dying, the dragon woman said. Winter sickness. I'm trying to buy medicine, but I can help. I stared at her. How? She drew a small knife from her belt. Somehow she'd kept it through the wreck and cut her palm. Blood welled up, dark red, but with a strange luminescence. A few drops in water. It will ease the fever, temporarily. What's the cost? I asked. For her? Dependency if used too often. For me? I owe you. I don't want you to owe me anything. She smiled faintly. Then we're bound anyway. She let 3 drops fall into a wooden cup of water. My mother drank. The effect was immediate. Color returned to her face. Her breathing eased. The shivering stopped, but her pulse raced. I could see it in her neck. "She'll feel strange heat inside for a few hours," the dragon woman said. "It will pass." I cleaned the dragon woman's wound and gave her bread. She ate carefully, watching the door. Outside, bells rang in the distance, patrol bells. The village sweep had begun. Then, a knock at the door. "Inspection," a voice called. "We're checking every home." The dragon woman's eyes met mine. If they came inside, they'd smell the blood on the floorboards. They'd notice the bowl of water near the hearth that hadn't frozen overnight. They'd see the damp threshold where I'd dragged her in. If they found her, we all died. I opened the door just wide enough to block the view inside. 3 soldiers stood there, garrison regulars, not the elite hunters. The lead guard was polite but watchful. "We're checking homes," he said. "The avalanche last night released a dangerous prisoner, a woman." "Haven't seen anyone," I said. "Just me and my mother. She's sick, lung fever, contagious." Behind me, my mother coughed on cue, loud, wet, convincing. The guard's eyes narrowed. He looked past me at the threshold. It was damp, snowmelt from where I'd dragged the sled. "Mind if we step in?" he asked. "Just to borrow some fire." Then his nose wrinkled. He sniffed the air. "Smells like metal, like blood." My mouth went dry. Then a shout came from the village center. "Found drag marks near the mill!" The guard hesitated, then nodded. "Stay inside. Curfew's in effect." They left, but one guard lingered, memorizing my face. I closed the door. My hands were shaking. "They'll be back," the dragon woman said from the shadows. "I know." She stood, testing her weight. "I should leave before they take you both." "You're too weak. They'll catch you in an hour." Before I could argue, another knock. Harder this time. I opened the door. A full patrol squad, and at the front, the commander himself. Tall, scarred, with eyes that missed nothing. "Step aside," he said. "We're searching this house." My mother appeared behind me, fevered but lucid. "My son shelters no one. Search if you must, but you'll find only an old woman and her dying hearth." They tore through the cottage, overturned furniture, checked the root cellar, found damp boards and blood traces. But not her. She'd hidden in a crawl space so small I didn't know it existed. The commander stood in the center of the room, sniffing. "Someone bled here. Recently." "I'm a hunter," I said. "I clean game." He didn't believe me, but he couldn't prove it. "You're coming with us," he said to my mother. "What?" I stepped forward. "She's done nothing. If the calamity is surrendered by noon tomorrow, she'll be released." He gestured to his men. They grabbed her arms. "If not, she hangs in the central square." My mother didn't fight. She looked at me as they dragged her toward the door. "Don't use me as an excuse to do dirty things," she said quietly. "You know what's right." They took her. I stood there, shaking with rage and helplessness. The dragon woman emerged from hiding. "I'm sorry." "You have nothing to be sorry for." "What will you do?" I looked at her. "Get you out, then get her back." "That's impossible. The timeline." 2 hours to the border, 2 hours back. That leaves me barely enough time to reach the square before noon. I met her eyes. "If I take you into town, we both die at checkpoints. If I get you out first, I break their leverage. It's the only play that works. She was silent for a long moment. Then we leave before dawn, she said. We moved through the forest in the dark hours before sunrise. I knew these trails, hunters' paths too narrow for patrols. The dragon woman walked despite the pain. Every step cost her, but she didn't complain. When her wound reopened and bled through the bandage, she bound it tighter without a word. "Why didn't you sell me for the reward?" she asked as we crossed a frozen stream. "My mother taught me something," I said. "Selling your heart leaves you with nothing." We avoided the main roads. Twice we heard dogs in the distance, trackers sweeping the forest. We went deeper into the undergrowth, moving slow and quiet. At one point she stopped me. "There's a shortcut through that farmstead." "I know." "If they see us together, your mother dies." We took the long way. The sun climbed. I kept checking the angle. Time was bleeding away. "You should leave me and go back now," she said. "You'll never make it if you walk me all the way to the border." "I'll make it." "Your mother chose this. She delayed them, knowing what I'd do. I won't dishonor that by breaking my word halfway." We reached the frozen river crossing. The ice was thin. Spring melt had started underneath despite the cold. She tested it carefully, found the weak point, and broke through to the stream bed. We waded across, knee-deep in freezing water. It cost her. I could see her strength fading. Finally, Ice Gorge Pass, a cleft in the mountains where the Empire's reach ended and rival territory began. Mist rose from the gorge, thick and concealing. "Cross here," I said. "Don't look back." She hesitated, then reached up and pulled a small scale from beneath her collar. Dragon scale, dark and iridescent. "You saved me without asking for anything," she said, pressing it into my hand. "I won't forget." She disappeared into the mist. I stood there for exactly 10 seconds. Then I turned and ran. The sun was climbing fast. Maybe 3 hours left before noon. Would she stay gone? Or would she do something reckless, like come back for a stranger who chose her life over his own blood? I didn't let myself hope. The town was locked down tight. Checkpoints at every gate. Soldiers checking papers, searching cargo, watching faces. I joined a group of woodcutters delivering firewood to the garrison, kept my head down, answered when spoken to. "What's your business?" "Firewood, commander's orders." They let me through, barely. The town felt wrong. Windows shuttered even in daylight. Mandatory lanterns burning in every house. I passed 2 officers outside a tavern. They didn't notice me. "Why keep the old woman alive if the calamity's already gone?" one asked. "Orders from above. They want the dragon alive. Dead, she's worthless." "The blood, you mean?" "Keeps the old men young. Elite knights drink it before battle. Capital's been farming them for decades." I kept walking, but my stomach turned. This wasn't about purging evil. It was resource extraction. They wanted her alive to bleed her. The central square was packed. The scaffold stood in the center, new wood, fresh rope. They brought my mother out at 1:15. She was pale but upright, refused to kneel. The commander addressed the crowd. "This woman's son chose treason over duty. At noon, justice will..." The bell rang. Noon. The executioner stepped forward. I was in the crowd, hand on a hidden knife, calculating impossible odds. Could I rush the scaffold? Create enough chaos to... The rope tightened around her neck. The crowd held its breath. Then, a sound like thunder, but the sky was clear. She came back. Two shapes descended from the sky. The dragon woman and another dragon, larger, older, kin. The larger dragon struck the scaffold with its tail. Wood exploded. Guards scattered. The dragon woman landed beside my mother. For one brief moment, I saw her focus, complete control, as she raised one clawed hand. A thin line of flame, precise as a surgeon's cut, burned through the rope. No more, just enough. But the cost was immediate. She staggered. Her wound tore open. Blood ran down her side. "Kale!" she shouted. I grabbed my mother. The dragon woman grabbed me. We lifted, barely, weaving between rooftops as arrows screamed past. We didn't make it far. She was too weak. We crashed into the forest edge, tumbling through branches. The larger dragon circled once, then vanished into the clouds. My mother coughed, clutching my arm. "I'm alive." I pressed cloth to the dragon woman's wound. She was breathing hard, bleeding badly. "You came back," I said. "You kept your word." She met my eyes. "I chose to keep mine." My mother reached out, touched the dragon woman's hand. "You came back for strangers." The dragon woman smiled faintly. "He saved me without asking for anything. That's rare." The commander stands at the ruined scaffold, face twisted with rage. He turns to his lieutenant, barking orders. "Multiple dragons confirmed. Send riders to the capital. Request specialist units. Full mobilization." He unfurls a map marked with sighting reports across the region. His finger traces patterns. "Assemble the specialist corps," he says coldly. "If there's a nest, we take it. Dragon blood isn't myth. It's an empire's mine." I looked at the dragon woman. Her golden eyes were steady despite the pain. "We won the day," I said. "But the empire doesn't stop," she finished. "They know now there are more of us." My mother's voice was quiet but firm. "Then they'll burn every forest, every mountain, until they find you." The dragon woman nodded. "It's what they do." I helped her stand. "Then we keep moving. Find somewhere they can't reach." She looked at me for a long moment. "You'd leave your home? Your life?" "Already did. The moment I pulled you out of that snow." We moved deeper into the forest. Behind us, bells rang, horns sounded. Drums started beating in the distance. The war drums of an empire mobilizing for a hunt that would span mountains. We escaped. My mother was alive. The dragon woman kept her word. But the real hunt, the one that would decide if dragons stayed free or became the empire's livestock, it was only just begun.